video, we're going to take a store list from a retailer, major retailer with 4,641 total stores. We're going to then use a CSV file to upload all these store numbers and addresses into our ERP system. And we're going to walk through some issues, some limitations that we're going to have on our side, which is going to be store number character requirement must be 4 digits. All zip codes must be 5 digits. The text must all be capitalized. The address field has a max character limit of 30, including spaces. And as a bonus feature, we're going to calculate how many stores there are per state without cheating and using a pivot table. So let's get into it. I'm going to toggle back and forth. This is the store listing here. And this is the CSV template that we have to use to import all these stores into our system directly to save a ton of time. So I'm going to grab the store numbers. And I have a field here called store number. We're going to paste those in. Next, I have the addresses. I'm going to use those as the name and also as the address. Now, just to go quickly up and down from the top to the bottom, shortcut you can use is Ctrl down arrow, Ctrl up. That'll bring you all the way from the top to the bottom and back up. For building city, just going to go paste this here. State. Now, if you want to go all the way down and highlight and then copy, you're going to just hit, instead of Control down arrow, you're going to hold Control Shift, then hit the down arrow, and that's going to highlight the entire column for you. Lastly, we're just going to grab the zip code here. And for this exercise, all of the stores are in the US. So whenever you have a column that goes all the way down here, you can see this one goes down 4,600 lines, and you're going to be putting the same country code like this. You can just highlight the top 2 records, double click on this bottom right corner here quickly, and Excel will auto populate that all the way down to the bottom. So that's another cool trick. Similarly, we're just going to make up a warehouse code, and we're going to do the same exercise. We're going to highlight those 2. We're going to double click on the bottom right corner, and it's going to populate all the way down for us. Also going to make up a customer number here. We're going to do this is a made up customer. We're going to do another trick you can do if you're going to copy 2 columns all the way down. You highlight the 2 and double click the bottom right corner, and it'll post that all the way down for you. So now that we have our upload populated, we need to pay attention to those specific requirements of our ERP system. For this case, all store numbers, we're going to have a mandatory 4-character requirement here. So how do we get around that? I can see some of our store numbers only have 1 character. Easiest way that I can think of to do that quickly is to add a helper column over here on the side. And basically, since we have some 4-digit store numbers and some 1-digit store numbers, we're going to need to add 3 zeros here, preceding zeros. So what we're going to want to do is basically 1 helper column there that goes all the way down to the bottom. And then we're just going to combine cells here. We're going to combine this helper with our store number. And yeah, that's going to give us a lot of extra characters in some cases. However, what we're going to do now is we're going to input another formula over here, which is going to be equals, right? This is the text, and then the number of characters in our exercise is going to be 4. And then we're going to close it out. And now at a minimum, I double check to show you, but we should have at least 4 all the way down here, so we should be good. Now we're going to copy and paste it. And paste it as value from here into the store number field. And now we're in good shape. We'll verify it here just to show you, but we've now converted all those store numbers and made them 4 characters. Now the next requirement that we have is our zip code is going to have a similar issue. So for this, we can start over here. And let's just check quickly here, but it looks like our minimum on the zip code is going to be 3 digits, which means essentially we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create a helper column, use preceding zeros here, paste it twice, then we're going to take it, highlight it, double click this bottom right corner all the way down. Going to add another helper column over here, which is going to equal preceding zeros combined with the zip code. Do this all the way down if you double click that quickly. Now we're going to add our last helper column, which is going to be right, which is going to take the 5 rightmost characters here, close it out. And from here, we should be good on our zip code. Now, before you can paste that, you're going to need to copy, paste special values over here. And from here, now you can Ctrl Shift down to highlight the entire column, Ctrl C to copy it. And we're going to dump it right here in the zip code field. And so now we have crossed off 2 of our criteria. Now our text must be all capitals for the upload. So you can see on our name, our address, and our city, we do not have capitals. So quickest way to fix this is the upper function. So you're just going to type upper open parenthesis and you're going to highlight your cell, close it out. That will automatically convert the entire cell to capital. Double click that all the way down. Copy, paste special. From here, we should be able to knock out these 2 fields right here, which are name and address. Now we're going to run the same exercise again for city. So the formula again is equals upper, highlight the cell, close parentheses, and you're done. Little shortcut here, again, just double click this bottom right corner. So we'll take it all the way to the bottom. Copy it here, paste special here. Control Shift down to highlight the entire column. Paste it in. Now we don't need that helper column anymore. There is one final requirement on our ERP system that it will only allow for 30 characters, including space. So there's another Excel formula we can use just to make sure to double check to make sure that none of our records exceed 30 characters. So it's equal LEN, and we are checking the address field with the limitations 30. Close it out. And now we can double click this all the way down. Let's add a filter here just to see what we have that's, if anything's greater than 30. I see we have a few that are greater than 30 here. And so for this example, I see every single one of these contains the word road. So how we're going to get around that is we're going to Control F and do a find and replace. So we're going to replace the word road with RD. Let's see. And replacement. And now you can see we're under the 30 character threshold here. So we're just going to double check this again, make sure that we're good. And we are good. So now that we've satisfied all of our criteria here, we're going to do a bonus check here, which is we're just going to count the number of stores per state without cheating and using a pivot table. The fastest way that I can think of to do this without using a pivot is to Control copy the entire row, find a new worksheet, insert a new worksheet. You can paste this here. We can do a custom sort, state cell values A to Z. As you can see, we do have a lot of repeats in here. In order to get rid of these quickly, we're just going to highlight the entire column A. We are going to go to data and this icon right here, which is remove duplicates. Yes, the data does have headers and we are using state. So now you can see we have 53 unique values here. And now just to get a total, we're going to add header here, stores per state. And we are going to use the COUNTIF formula for this. And the range will be the entire column H. Now we are going to select the criteria as the state. And we are going to close it off, the parenthesis, hit enter. Now we can also double click this all the way down and that will auto populate. Now, if you want to sort this quickly, you're going to paste this as values. Now we're going to hit Control A. You're going to click anywhere inside this data and hit Control A. That's going to highlight the entire text block of data. We're going to put a custom sort function, which is stores per state, largest to smallest. As you can see, Texas has the most number of stores per state. And when working with this data, we're just going to subtotal it just to make sure all of our totals match. You can see it's showing 4,641 stores. I'm going to go over here. We have count of 4641. So yes, it indeed did work. And that is our lesson for today. If you got any value in this, please hit the like button and subscribe as we'll be doing more videos.